Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back. It is Monday, November the 29th, 2021. Um, Today I'll be reading Psalm 59. This is to the chief musician Al-Tashith, a Mechtam of David, when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill him. This one's a little bit longer than the other ones. Not too much, though. Half a page. It's fine. Alright. I still haven't sorted out my microphone stuff, so I'm still, you're probably hearing every little thing that I do. So I'll try not to breathe too heavily. um, that's what noise gates are for, is to keep all that stuff out of there. All right. I'm a little stuffy today, too, so. But then again, when am I not stuffy? I mean, as soon as I start recording. Anyway, Psalm 59. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold. Thou therefore, O Lord, God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips, for who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. The God of my mercy shall prevent me. God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by thy power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be. And let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. Selah. And at evening let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge, if they be not satisfied. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. For thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing, for God is my defense, and the God of my mercy. Amen. That was it. Okay. My wonderful nose. My wonderful, glorious running nose. Okay. This is another one that shows how the people are. Not only of that time, but of this time as well. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. Oh, please, Father. Because we are beset on all sides by men that just want to follow their own lusts. They want to follow their own hearts and have no mercy upon anyone else around them. They think that they are the kings and the gods of this world, and that veil is definitely being lifted to the point that we can see just how bad things are becoming. How bad it's been behind closed doors. Um, I think it was Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, that said that no matter how bad you think it is on the surface, behind the wall, behind closed doors, it's always 5 times worse than it is. So if it's this bad here, it's only that much worse on the other side of that door. And for lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold, they do it against me no matter what. They're not doing it because I'm a bad person. They're not doing it because I've done anything wrong. They're doing it just because they can. That's what that says. They're doing it just because they can, just because I exist. Thou therefore, O Lord God of hosts, God of Israel, awake and visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go around about the city. They come home at night, make all their cat calls to all the women. They howl at the bars, just like I used to do. I'm not. I've never said I'm not at fault for that. I used to be the same way. And they go all about the city. Behold, they belch out of their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. God of my mercy shall prevent me. God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. But then it takes a bit of a turn here, doesn't it? Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by thy power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying when they speak. Let them be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be, and let them know that God ruleth. That was a sneeze. Wow, that one came up on top of me really quick there. That's the whew. What's that song again? Allergies are awesome. Everything is great when you're blowing your nose. Allergies are awesome. Sneezing randomly is the only way to go. Oh, man. All right. Where was I? Consume them in wrath, consume them that they may not be. and let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. And at evening let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog, and go around the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they not be satisfied. Let them do that. Take wrath upon them. Scatter them when you're ready, Father, but let them show that they're going to do what they're going to do. Slay them not, lest my people forget. I want to say, don't kill them so that people can see just how bad this is. They will get what's coming to them in the end. But I, however, will sing of thy power. Yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing, for God is my defense, and the God of my mercy. That is probably the best way to describe the people of this world. They have just gone about not caring, hurting anyone that goes against what they say, doing their best to take away the understanding, to take away the power of those that believe in God. Doing everything they can, using every bit of words that they can, using every ill-conceived notion of their mind in order to turn us to their side. Just like Satan did in the Garden of Eden. He started with one lie. But did God really say? And since then, he's done everything in his power to try to turn as many souls against God that he can. And for the past 100, 200 years, he's been winning. He's been winning because we have turned away from the Father. Some people wonder and ask, why would God let any of this happen to anybody? Why would he willingly let pain come to people? Why would he let people be tormented like this, even his believers? And the answer to that is because we're not following his will. We're not following his word. We've been lukewarm as best as we can be. Christ said, I would rather have accepted you either hot or cold, but you decided to be lukewarm. But you decided to take the halfway. Think about that for a second. I would rather you have that fire in your heart to be hot so that you are preaching the word everywhere you go. Or I would rather you be cold to where you were just doing nothing and you just understood I that Christ was there with you, that you were saved, but you weren't spreading the word. I would rather you be that way. But no, you're lukewarm. You'd rather be somewhere in the middle where you're wanting to flow off to the side. Oh no, wait. Let me go back on that. Because that cold part doesn't sound right. It's not the people that believe. It's the people that don't believe. It's those that don't listen to him compared to those that do listen to him. It's those that want to follow his word and want to follow his way and want to preach his word to the world and have everyone else understand. It's between them and it's between those other people that just don't want to do anything. That just want to live their lives and not follow his word. They don't want to be expressly evil, but they just don't want to follow his words or anything else. He would rather you be hot or cold than be somewhere in the middle where you say, you know, I follow Christ and I go to church on Sundays and I have to go to church on Sundays because whenever I get out of drinking on Saturday night, I need to be saved. That's that's the old Monster Magnet line is people go to sleep with the devil and then they cry, cry, cry when they don't greet the morning with God. And that is the sad and bitter truth of the world right there. Um, I don't really have too much else to talk about other than that. Um, the new moronic variant. um, this is it's an IQ test. That's all it is. It's an IQ test, and people are failing horribly. Um, it's just, it is a little mind blowing to see that people just will accept every little thing put in front of their face. But we know why. Um, well, they choose to they choose to believe in the lie, live in the lie, than to hear the word, than to hear the truth. They choose to live in their unrighteousness rather than follow the truth. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that manifest itself everywhere. That veil has absolutely been lifted. And man, it is such a. I can't say it's a letdown anymore because people have always kind of been like this. They've always just kind of accepted all the crap that they've ever, you know, been thrown in their entire life, and you just kind of look at them and you're just like, why? Um, but it's just become so bad at this point that I just, I always thought people were smarter, I guess. I don't know. But you know, they've had almost 100 years of indoctrination and brainwashing from television and movies that it's hard for it would be hard for any of them to go back at this point. I'm starting to think that the worst invention ever created was the moving picture because I think that's done more harm than just about anything else in this world. I people can talk about any other thing all they want, but I think it's the moving picture. I think that's done the most harm. Um, Simply for the fact that it has been used as the tool to brainwash and indoctrinate. People want to live by what they see. They don't want to live by what they know. They want to live by what they see. What's the movie where the guy goes crazy? I don't remember. I used to know the name of it. My nose is getting all crazy again. He says you live like the TV. You mimic the TV. You love the TV. You want to, you want to be like the people in the TV. We tell you what to do. We tell you what to think. That's exactly the way it's been for however many years. And right after World War II, when the television age started happening, very conveniently, by the way, it became about sitcoms, and television shows, slowly molding your perception of the world, molding your perception of how to act, how to be, what to think. You go back and you watch some of those old shows, and a lot of them were completely different people than we are now. You start from the 60s and start moving forward, and you can see the shift in ideals and values. And I don't buy into this whole, natural consciousness movement where everything, started changing naturally and people started thinking a certain way and, acting a certain way, and that, like the 60s counterculture stuff. I don't believe in that because most of that happened after things like Operation Paperclip and the MK Ultra experiments and the papers that came out in the 60s, the early 60s. What was it called? It's not on my head right now. But you had all of these counterculture identities, these bands, these people in these bands who all just happen to be children of either CIA or um, armed forces, you know, generals, things like that. That they all came from the same place, playing the same type of music, and they all just happen to have this new wonder drug that was supplied by the CIA in order to turn you off, turn you off, tune you in, you know, whatever the whole slogan is. They had it all set up and ready to go, and you saw from the late 50s to the early 70s, the consciousness of the world changed. Television changed with it. And then by the 80s, it was full on. They were telling you what to laugh at, they were telling you what to think, they were telling you where to go. It wasn't a complete brainwashing, but it was brainwashing enough that they were getting you to that point. And then you hit the 90s, and then they just said, you know what? We're going to give you reality television. We're going to show you reality television with actors. They even told you straight up the very first reality TV shows was like The Real World on MTV. They told you they were actors. They were actors. They were models. These were people. These were not regular Joe Schmoes. They were musicians and actors and poets and people. These were not guys off the street. None of these people were guys off the street. Every show since then. And I used to be a Real World guy. I really used to love The Real World until, like the fifth or sixth season where it really started getting a little, what the hell is this? Like those first couple ones made me believe, but then it was like, oh, I see it now. They're just actors. All of them are actors. They're either actors or, people that want to be actors. And sadly, the thing that people don't seem to understand is that actors get paid to lie. Why would you believe any actor anywhere ever? They get paid to lie. Why? What is the disconnect there that people don't get? Oh, I would have believed that, this certain guy told me that I need to go do something because he knows he's an actor. He's been there. What? He's an actor. He gets paid to tell you whatever the hell they want him to tell you. How can you believe anything that person says? That person, for starters, may not have a degree to save his life. He probably dropped out of school when he was too young. It's either that or he's part of the family. He's part of some family bloodline, which is when you go into the history of some of these actors, some of these guys that they've pulled out of nowhere, out of their, they pulled out of their asses, that when you really look at them, they can't act their way out of a paper bag. They're family. They have family that was either, part of those armed forces or part of those governmental societies, or they were, they had some other family tie some other way. How can you believe those people when you know they're making millions and millions of dollars to lie to you? Acting is a lie. It's not the truth. You're pretending to be somebody else. It's a lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness. It's a lie. So, how does that work? I mean, it's, and not all movies are bad. We can have storytelling, but actors are liars. They get paid to do that. They get paid to tell you whatever they want. And their kids are considered actors because their kids make the money too. Anytime a child comes up to you and tells you a certain thing, or a child on TV, I should say, a child on TV comes up and says a certain thing, it's because it's an actor. Everything you see on television now is entertainment. To entertain is to, oh, let me look that up. Let me give you a good definition, because I don't know if I can give you a good definition. Entertain is to entertain. And I cannot spell. That's all right. To provide someone with amusements or enjoyments. Entertainment. To provide your mind with amusement. To give attention to. To give attention or consideration to an idea, like to entertain an idea. It's to give your mind amusement. Bread and circuses. That's all it comes down to. But all of this entertainment, it's just all a lie. It's just all there to manipulate your brain. That's all it's ever been there for. We have the patents to show that these people can use televisions to manipulate brain waves to put you in those alpha beta states. I don't know which one. I think it puts you into a beta state. I don't know. But it takes you out of that realm, and it's like I can sit there and watch my granddaughter. It happens to her. She'll when a TV show comes on, it's like she just zaps her, and she's just locked on that television. It does something to you. It really does. It's that moving pictures are the worst things that ever happened to the history of mankind. There you go. Because it's been used as a manipulation tool for years upon years upon years now, and people don't want to believe it. People just want to think that it's harmless entertainment, but really, no, it's killing you. It's killing you. It's manipulating you, lulling you into believing whatever the hell they want you to believe, and they've done it so long now. And I think the biggest push happened within the past 30 years. Um, I still believe that 1995 was the point when everything really started changing, because nothing seemed good after that. 1995 was a good year. 94, 93, those were good years. The early 90s were awesome. But then it was like it just started taking a dump. Things just started getting just greasy, nasty, and silly. Very little things entertained me after that. Music just started becoming so terrible. Television just started becoming so. Bleh. It just the whole concept. It just started going down from there, and I think once we hit 2000, I think they just pumped it up. It just got worse and worse, and now we're to this point, and I don't watch anything. It's very little television I actually watch anymore. We go back and we watch old shows. We watch a couple shows from like the mid 2000s, so that I can I'm always looking for numerology and symbols. I'm always looking for stuff like that, and it's very little actual storytelling that I can find that's any good. Um, Even though I'll tell you what, there's a couple of them that, well, okay, Justified does have a couple. So we started watching Justified, which is actually a pretty good show. Um, Not very much blatant symbolism. There's several little things here and there, but there's just no numerology. It's like every time I watch that show, I'm just waiting for numbers, and I don't see any. It's very strange. Um, but we've been enjoying that. And it tells a good story. It tells a pretty good story because I want to be entertained by a story. I don't want to be constantly manipulated by anything. And I haven't really found too many problems with it. If I had a problem with that show, I would have turned it off by now. We watch so many other shows that I get through like the first episode and I said, no, I can't do this. This is just too bad. This is gonna warp our brains. I can't. But like I've talked about the Twilight Zone, um, going through the old Twilight Zone episodes, which we haven't done lately because we hit the fourth season, and the fourth season Twilight Zones are all an hour long, and we were getting to a point to where after we ate and after we watched a hour long episode of whatever we were watching, um, we'd have 30 minutes left. So we could just pop on Twilight Zone before we went to sleep, and. But we hit the hour-long version. I haven't watched Twilight Zone in a couple weeks now because we just don't have the time, and I don't want to stop an episode midway through. But holy smokes, you go back and watch Twilight Zone. You want to see the numbers? Oh, the numbers are everywhere in Twilight Zone. I never noticed them before, but now I do. It's like every clock is set to a 911, or every door number is a 27, or every time they mention something it's a 42 or a 239, or it's something. It's always a thing. It's just everywhere, just absolutely everywhere. Not in absolutely every episode, but you can see it if you're looking for it. You can really find it, and it boggles my mind. It really does. But that's that's just entertainment, man. And it's put there just to manipulate you. That's all it is. Just to start it out as something to take your mind off of things, but immediately it has become something to manipulate your brain into thinking one way when you used to think another. And now we have social media where we are seeing the absolute worst in people, and we're starting to mimic that. That's, oh man. And I saw something like this coming in the mid 2000s, when every reality show was some kind of a dating sex, and they still have those too, where it's just, we're going to take 10 guys and 10 girls, and we're going to put them on an island, and we're just going to let them all screw each other. One of those types of deals. And you started seeing that in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s. You started seeing how that was going, where it was just like, we're just going to see if we can let the camera sit here, and we're going to see who can have sex first. But now it's just sex island, or sex motel, whatever it is. You started seeing that. But now in this age of having a video screen with you everywhere you go, you're seeing not only just porn at the touch of a button, anytime, anywhere, anywhen. It also becomes videos of people acting as terribly as possible. And sometimes they're hurting people, sometimes they're not. Uh, Sometimes it's just, you know, these challenges. These challenges are the worst. These challenges are like, hey, here, why don't you go ahead and eat this thing that could technically kill you, and then record it so that we can laugh at you dying. Or go out and punch somebody in the face and record it and get a million likes. And that's one of the biggest problems right now, is that kind of garbage. And that stems from the television, the the television entertainment that we used to have back in the day. That's where that stems from. Is people that are watching other people's realities and mimicking that to the point that they are just hurting people. And that's the worst kind of behavior. That's the kind of stuff that you're just like, ooh, we have fallen way hard on that one. That's a little much. But that's where we are, sadly. Starting to lose a little steam talking here, so maybe I ought to stop. Uh But yeah, that is what it is, man. It's we let we let them tell us what the way we're supposed to be, and that's it's just evil. It's just evil and wicked. It's just terrible. I don't know. Other than that, I guess I'll get off here so I can start warming up my computer for work. I actually have 30 minutes left, which is amazing. I must have started early. I didn't even check the time, so I don't even know. Um, Thank you, everybody, for listening to me ramble on. I love you all. Uh, God bless. Take care. I hope everybody had whatever kind of weekend they were going to have. We did okay. I feel like I ate way too much food, but it was what it was. And yes, I had to work while people were upstairs having fun. It sucked that it was right after my lunch break when people started showing up, and I got to go upstairs for my second break, my 15-minute break at 3. I got to go upstairs and play with my granddaughter for all of like 7 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and everybody left like right around 4:30, 4:45. I actually was hearing the door closed as I was logging out of work. So yeah, that was great. That was a good time. That was psh, more fun than I should have been allowed to have, I guess. But it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. Y'all take care. God bless again. Um, Turn off the TV. Start reading your Bible or listen to your Bible. I've said that before. It's the best way if you're working. If you have the ability to be able to work and to be able to listen to things, um, to be able to just put it on in the background because it seeps in subconsciously. You hear it, but you don't hear it, and it kind of builds up on you. And you again, you can't. I can't quote line for line, verse for verse, but I can give you the concepts that you need to know. And that came from me just listening, just letting it play over and over and over. I went through the Bible like 3 times in a row over the course of like a year and a half. So it's possible, and it only takes what, about 60 days to get through the whole thing if you're listening 2 hours a day, maybe. I don't remember exactly how long it took me, but it's there. It's definitely there. But don't fall for the lies. Don't fall for the don't fall for the stuff. Don't fall for the crap. Always always look past everything and see why they're manipulating you the way they're manipulating you. So much stuff I could say, but I'm not going there. All right, guys. I shall see you later.